Now, I know we have to take everything with a grain of salt, okay? So before I get into this whole video, a lot of updates regarding obviously Shaquille Leonard and the injury report and someone that just got on the injury report, and hopefully nothing is bad for Sunday. And a lot more news with some other players as well, but we're going to get into this whole thing.
We better turn around. Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
Yo, what is going on, guys? I hope everyone's having a fantastic day today. So definitely some updates for the Philadelphia Eagles. And obviously from the news we had the other day, the past couple days, with Shaquille Leonard from the Colts that obviously went through waivers, that was released, went through waivers, and now it can sign with any team he wants at this point. And it looks like the Eagles, yes, have a lot of interest in Shaquille Leonard, and why not? An all-pro linebacker that really had a couple surgeries last year. Health is in, certain, kind of, I think a lot of teams want to get more information on what's going on with his health and what's going on underutilized with the Colts defense this year. I think only playing like 70% of the snaps. And, I guess Shaquille Leonard had an issue, talked to the front office, the coaching staff, and there was some friction there between both sides. So I think this is really important because, the Eagles don't put any money into this position at all, and this is what you pay for sometimes. I think Nicholas Morrow and Zach Cunningham are playing pretty damn good. All right, I think they're playing pretty solid, but to get more of a coverage guy, a guy that could shoot the gap, a guy that could do so much more, and if the Eagles end up signing him and they get him on the Philadelphia Eagles, this guy could be a lucky strike, a lucky strike in gold, pretty much, when it comes to Leonard being a Philadelphia Eagle. Now, the Eagles did waive Derek Barnett, okay? Why would you waive Derek Barnett just for no reason? Why? Because I was figuring because Quez Watkins was coming back, but there's going to be some other players not playing this week, like Milton Williams won't be playing with the concussion, stuff like that. So I kind of figured to myself, they wouldn't let go of Derek Barnett for no reason. They wouldn't just waive him just because. There's got to be a reason behind it. I just can't see this being for no reason whatsoever. It just I'm kind of been going back and forth with it in my head. If they held on to Derek Barnett this much and they didn't trade him before the trade deadline, where they could have talked to a lot more teams and got something for him, that there was rumors that he's been on the trade block, that, Derek Barnett came out, before the season started that he wanted to be traded, and the Eagles just couldn't find, maybe they wanted a certain draft pick, maybe they asked a little higher for draft compensation to other teams. Derek Barnett only had 3 tackles this year, okay? Derek Barnett is a one-year wonder, and that's all he's really been in Philadelphia. And ever since then, when they signed him 2 years ago, I wasn't a fan of it. And I said, as long as he can at least produce and, not be an idiot on the field and being a big drive killer with penalties and just stupid, unnecessary, excessive shit that he does after some of these plays, after the whistle. And he didn't do that this year. But the last 2 weeks, Barnett was a healthy scratch last week, or really before the bye week, he was a healthy scratch. And then this past game against KC, he was just personal reasons, out for personal reasons. That was the whole mess with him. And it was just really kind of weird, so I think they were just protecting him from getting hurt or playing in the KC game, and something was going to happen here. And it looks like, he's gone. And now all these rumors are starting to, arrive with Shaquille Leonard. Other teams are interested. I heard the Cowboys are looking in on his, situation. I heard that he is, wanting to join the Cowboys because he knows a lot of players on that team, but then he's really choosing between knowing players and going to a championship team or a contending team or something like that. I think a lot of more involvement too is like, is he going to start? Like, does he want to go to a roster as a rotational guy, as a backup, or does he want the green dot? Is he going to come straight in for a team and start playing? So, Nakobe Dean is going to be still out, on IR twice, hurt 3 times this year. So this wouldn't be something bad. I know the cap number definitely went down. I know between his dead cap hit and some different things that have happened. So we'll see what happens. When it comes to his contract, I know it's different when you go on waivers on a bigger type contract. I know he's on contract, I think, throughout the 24 season next year. So if the Eagles do get him, they can do the veteran minimum or something like that, which would be like a 2-year deal, depending on the money and what gets worked out with this whole entire situation. Now, I did have a stream last night where I talked about a few things regarding some of the news that came out, because when Barnett gets waived, and then all the rumors start speculating around Shaquille Leonard, there were some other things I did see here. One is that Shaquille Leonard's agent actually liked a couple of, I guess, posts on Twitter from some Eagle fans that say "Fly Eagles Fly," and he liked both of those, which is kind of crazy. You never really see agents doing this. But it kind of opened the eyes of a lot of Eagle fans, like, damn, like, like I said, take it with a grain of salt about all this information, but this is a good start to where this is going. Jennifer Slay, I know, who cares? Jennifer Slay, who cares? She puts out a tweet saying how he be working as soon as the news came out about Shaquille Leonard. And usually she does answer her tweets when she puts up a tweet. Usually, like, people will answer it, and she'll like answer one or two people. The normal with these bigger, these people with these bigger foundations on social media usually do. She said nothing. I mean, this kind of circulated like wildfire. Nobody said a damn thing at all. She didn't say anything. And then come to find out down the road right after this that somebody was kind of digging for some information here, is that Jennifer Slay is actually following Kayla Leonard, which is Shaquille Leonard's wife, and they follow each other. So I don't know if they've been talking, if something's been going on. Does she know something that we don't know behind the scenes, something like that? So if she's saying how he's working, I feel like this is like already concrete. This is a lot of concrete information right now between these past couple of things. Okay, with Shaquille Leonard now, like, this is like, why would you let go of a defensive lineman? Like, I understand that he's not productive. He's the least productive defensive end we have. I mean, he's even less productive than Nolan Smith right now, which will give Nolan Smith more reps, and we'll see how that goes. Nolan Smith obviously hasn't really done much of anything this year, but we have to really think back. He had an injury coming into the season. He played a lot of special teams. They had him listed as a Sam linebacker. I think when he gets into his second year, and maybe he'll make some noise this year, but I'm looking more forward to Nolan Smith into his second year, where he really has to, bulk up a little bit. And he should, honestly, because of linebacker and the way it is right now, he should cross-train from defensive end to Sam linebacker at least. I mean, that's how he was used at Georgia, and you know what I mean? He's got the athleticism. He's got way too much athleticism to put him at one position. I don't want Nolan Smith to become a bust, but to let Derek Barnett go for no reason, why wouldn't you want to have another body? Like, how could Nick actually waiver him? Sorry, there's like a fly around. How could they just waiver him just like that, like that, and not do anything in return for it? I just can't see it. You're at the midst of the second half of the season right now, where you really have to win like 2 out of the 3 next games to really, I think you can really, this number 1 seed's important because of conference, depending on what team you're looking at, and Eagles would win by a landslide when it comes to conference wins, NFC East wins, and, yeah, I mean, the Eagles are in really good favor with Detroit losing a couple days ago. I mean, Eagles are in good favor to do some things. They win the next 2 out of the 3. You have something here. So I'm pretty interested to see what happens with this. Like I said, take it with a grain of salt, but a lot of things are connecting right now, and it just makes no sense why you would get rid of Barnett for nothing to happen. Okay? It's just really weird to me. So that's all I got to say about the Shaquille Leonard situation. Now, second bit of news that we have right now is Devonte Smith. And unfortunately, the other day, it looks like he ended up getting back on the injury report with a knee injury. did not practice. So I don't know what happened. I'm hoping that it's not serious. I mean, there's no designation yet. I mean, maybe by the time you watch this video, there will be a designation. You'll see what's going on. But Devonte Smith had the knee injury, was out at practice, did not practice at all. A.J. Brown was limited. There was a few guys that were limited. Devonte Smith was limited before this happened as well. All these guys are banged up. It doesn't mean anything. Like, they're all banged up. Some of these guys are getting rest. But with Devonte Smith, God forbid he's designated to not play this week, then, it's going to be a big difference not having Devonte Smith on the field. So Quez Watkins coming back hopefully this week, will probably be on the outside, while Zacchaeus, Julio Jones will take the inside, whatever the case may be with that, and whether they lined up Swift or whatever they were doing with some other formations with the running backs and things like that. So, yeah, this would be a big loss for one game. Hopefully it's not serious. I mean, nothing was said yet about if he's playing or not playing. Devonte Smith has not missed a game for the Eagles in his career yet. Has not missed a game yet. It's kind of crazy. A long way. 3 years and look what's going on. It's kind of nuts. So 3 years, yeah, whatever. I'm getting lost track of time right now. So that's a big one going to this game, and we'll see how that goes. Now, we had some news on Vonte Maddox. Now, Maddox was seen at practice. I understand he's not wearing any pads, but he's at practice, and I think he has I don't know if he has a helmet or something. I don't know if that's somebody else that's near him. But regardless, he's stretching with the team right now. There's been a lot of rumors that Devonte Maddox could come back into the lineup. It might not be until probably the playoffs, most likely. He could return mid-playoffs or the start of playoffs. It could be really close, guys. I understand he's had 4 injuries in 2 years. I mean, if we didn't go to the Super Bowl last year, he wouldn't have made it back his second time last year. I think we can all agree with that. But, this is a really good sign. Really, really good sign. I heard he's done a little tiny, I think he's done a little tiny bit of light jogging. It's really heading in a nice direction to get him back, but coming off an injury now. And if he does come back for the playoffs, you want to make sure that, he's 100% ready to go. And, he doesn't have time for a few games to kind of get his groove back. He's got to play, and he's got to play well. It's a very important moment that you can't start taking people out, putting people in. Maddox hasn't played in a long time. By that time, when that happens, they have to make sure he's prepared and ready. There is big rumors that he will be back for the playoffs, and it could happen. So, we'll follow this and see what happens throughout, the next, 5-6 weeks. So we'll see. And other injuries, even with Dallas Goedert. So this is from Josh Tolentino. It says, Eagles Dallas Goedert continues to trend in the right direction and his fractured forearm. Goddard just wrapped up cardio workout. Chatted with him now in the locker room, and he seems to be in great spirits, indicated that he's healing quicker than initially expected. Last week, Nick Sirianni said regarding Goddard, we have high hopes that Dallas is going to be back again. I don't know when. I think that's unfair to Dallas. There's a reason he's not on the IR. So obviously when we heard that he wasn't going to go to the IR after the Dallas game, he could come back a week early. He could come back for the San Fran game, or he's designated to really come back for the Dallas Cowboys game. Of all the games he should come back to, it's going to be that one. So to get him back up and running healthy, Nick has already talked about, how they game plan without Dallas Goedert. They have to game plan differently every single week now with Dallas Goedert not being around. But that's really not, I actually like that, to be honest, because it's you're adapting as an offensive coordinator like BrianJohnson. And, when you don't have Dallas Goedert on the field, they're figuring out different ways to get guys open and not have, so they're making the changes they need to, that need to be made. And I think it gives you more creativity at the end of the day. It gives you a lot more creativity with your offense when you have a star player that's out, and you really have to put more work into your week when you have one of your star players, like I said, being out. So, and they think he's healing up a lot quicker than what we thought. So that's a really good sign, and need these guys to get healthy. Devonte Maddox and Dallas Goedert, both guys, really need to get healthy and come back, and especially Dallas Goedert. You definitely need him in this offense down the stretch. So, and obviously getting into the playoffs, which is good. So, and lastly, the Buffalo Bills. Well, they were at practice. They were playing Rocky music, already starting to, just we are everybody's Super Bowl pretty much, because this is the best record in the NFC. This is the best record in football right now. They were playing Rocky music at Bills practice, blah, blah, blah. Same old shit, just bulletin board material. It is what it is. I'm not afraid of the Bills. Josh Allen is a player. I think he's thrown the most interceptions this year. He could beat you with his arm. He could beat you with his legs. And as long as they contain him, they get in his face, I feel like, and I'm hoping we have at least one game this year where we have a little bit, we could be comfortable a little bit. I mean, at least get up by a couple touchdowns and feel a little bit comfortable and not have to worry about it. But this is a tough team. I don't care if they don't have, I think our offense mimics really well because, they don't have Tre'Davious White. They don't have Milano at linebacker. They got some holes there. They definitely have some holes on their defense. And I think the Eagles can exploit that pretty damn easily with the matchups they're going to have this Sunday. But we'll see. McDermott, that defense for the Bills is going to bring it and bring it all day. And I feel like I think the Bills are going to be too aggressive. The Eagles are going to eat them alive, and Jalen Hurts is going to run the crap all over them. You know what I mean? So, I'm not saying this is an easy win, but I don't think, the Bills have been so up and down this year. They've been so bad, non-consistent. Just had some pretty bad games, and they've dealt with some tough injuries this year, and we'll see where it goes. But really the main thing is to stop Josh Allen, pressure him, and make him make mistakes, make him throw on you. You know what I mean? The more he throws the ball, the better it's going to be for us, the more turnovers we're going to have, and I feel like a couple picks are coming our way this week. We'll see what happens. I say this every time, and then it turns into, it turns into every damn quarterback playing so damn well against us because of our scheme and stuff like that. So I think the size has been better every single week, but, we will wait and see what happens Sunday. So bulletin board material already on the board as of right now. So other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about the Shaquille Leonard situation. Do you think letting Barnett go is a sign? Do you think they would let Barnett go for no reason? Let me know. Jennifer Slay's tweet. Jennifer following, Shaquille Leonard's wife on Twitter. Have they been talking? Is something already set in stone right now? Obviously, Dallas Goedert and Vonte Maddox could return this year. Obviously, Dallas Goedert will. Vonte Maddox, there's a chance. There is definitely a 100% chance that he will be back by the playoffs. So it should be really interesting to see what happens there. But if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the video as well for more content every single day for the Philadelphia Eagles. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Shakes it up, follows. Peace out, guys. Peace.